New York City is not just a location, it is an ambition, a struggle, and a triumph all at once. It is the most populous metropolis in the United States and the heartbeat of the Northeast megalopolis. It is a city of 5 boroughs, each with a different pulse, but all sharing the same blood. This is the global hub for finance, culture, and power. Are you ready to see what it takes to survive in the city that never sleeps? Before we dive into the iron and glass, hit that subscribe button to join our journey through the world's most iconic landscapes. New York is a linguistic forest where over 800 languages are whispered and shouted. It is the world's most diverse urban center as of 2025. Every corner tells a story from a different continent, making it the primary gateway for the American dream. Why do millions of people leave their homes to settle in this concrete jungle? It is because this city hosts the largest foreign-born population of any metropolitan region on Earth. Here, the world does not just meet, it merges. You can walk 10 blocks and hear a dozen different accents. It is a demographic miracle that defies logic and challenges your perspective on what a city can be. The ground beneath the skyscrapers has a memory that stretches back centuries. Long before the steel rose, this was Lenape, the homeland of the Lenape people. They lived in harmony with the rivers and the woods until the early 17th century. European contact changed everything, bringing the fur trade and a new way of life. In 1624, the Dutch established a trading post and founded New Amsterdam. They sought profit and expansion in a wild, unknown land. It was the beginning of a transformation that would change the course of human history. Have you heard the story of the most controversial real estate deal in history? In 1626, Manhattan Island was allegedly purchased for 60 guilders. To the Dutch, it was a legal transaction for a future empire. To the indigenous people, the concept of owning the earth was entirely foreign. The settlement grew under the iron-fisted leadership of directors like Peter Stuyvesant. He tried to bring order to a chaotic frontier town. But power is often fleeting and easily seized by those with more ships. In 1664, English warships appeared in the harbor. The colony surrendered without a single shot being fired. It was renamed New York in honor of the Duke of York. For a brief moment in 1673, the Dutch took it back and called it New Orange. But by 1674, the city was permanently ceded to England. How does a city survive having its identity swapped back and forth by colonial powers? It learns to adapt, to pivot, and to focus on the only thing that remains constant: commerce. By the 18th century, New York was a pivotal trading port for the British Empire. It was a place of deep contradictions, serving as a center for the slave trade and the fight for freedom. In 1735, the trial of John Peter Zenger laid the foundation for the freedom of the press. This city has always been a battleground for ideas and rights. During the American Revolution, it became the British military base of operations. The Continental Army had to retreat, leaving the city in the hands of the Crown. Would you have stayed in a city under enemy occupation for 7 long years? When independence was finally won, New York became the stage for a new nation. It served as the first national capital of the United States under the Constitution. In 1789, George Washington stood on a balcony and took his oath of office. The city was the birthplace of American federal power. But New York was too restless to remain just a political seat. It wanted to be the engine of the continent's economy. It looked toward the west and saw an opportunity to conquer the wilderness through engineering. The 19th century brought explosive growth that no one could have predicted. In 1817, construction began on the Erie Canal. This waterway connected the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, making New York the gateway to the American interior. Suddenly, the city was the undisputed king of trade. To manage the chaos, the Commissioner's Plan of 1811 was implemented. It imposed the iconic grid system that defines Manhattan today. Why build a grid when the land is uneven and rocky? Because a grid is efficient, predictable, and perfect for selling real estate. The mid-19th century was a time of immense suffering and incredible transformation. In 1855, waves of Irish and German immigrants began to arrive. They were escaping famine and political unrest, seeking a fresh start in a crowded city. But the American Civil War brought social turbulence to a boiling point. In 1863, the draft riots tore the streets apart. It was one of the bloodiest episodes of civil unrest in American history. How can a city so divided ever hope to become a unified global power? The answer came in 1898 with the consolidation of the 5 boroughs. This was the moment the modern identity of New York City was forged. Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island became one massive entity. This era saw the birth of the subway system, moving millions of people beneath the surface. It was the age of the Harlem Renaissance, where African-American art and music redefined culture. Skyscrapers began to race toward the clouds, each one taller than the last. By the 1920s, New York surpassed London as the most populous city on the planet. New York became the first megacity in human history, a feat of scale and ambition. Following World War II, the city solidified its status as a geopolitical titan. It became the home of the United Nations, a place where world leaders debate the future of humanity. It displaced Paris as the center of the international art world, but with great power comes great vulnerability. The late 20th century was a period of both liberation and decline. The Stonewall Inn became the birthplace of the LGBTQ+ rights movement in 1969. Yet, the city also faced a terrifying fiscal crisis and rising crime rates. How does a city go from the brink of bankruptcy to a global comeback? It relies on the resilience of its people, a trait that would be tested time and again. In the 21st century, New York faced the unimaginable tragedy of the September 11th attacks. 2001 was a year of profound sorrow and collective strength. The world watched as the city rebuilt the World Trade Center site, taller and stronger. Then came the floods of Hurricane Sandy in 2012 and the silence of the 2020 pandemic. Each time, critics said the city was finished, and each time they were wrong. The rise of Silicon Alley shows that the city's economy is always evolving. Tech giants and startups now thrive alongside the older towers of finance. The geography of the city is its greatest asset and its greatest challenge. Built largely on 3 islands, the city is defined by its relationship with the water. Manhattan is the densely packed core, a vertical forest of stone and glass. Brooklyn is the most populous borough, a hub for creativity and ethnic diversity. Queens is a linguistic marvel, representing nearly every nation on the face of the earth. The Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop and the green lung of the city, housing massive parks. Staten Island offers a different pace, with suburban charm and protected parklands. This unique layout forces 8,600,000 people to share limited space. It creates a humid subtropical climate where winters are biting and summers are sweltering. Because of this density, New York is the most energy-efficient major city in the United States. Most residents rely on the nation's largest rapid transit system rather than cars. Have you ever considered that living closer together might be the key to a more sustainable future? The city's water supply is another engineering miracle, sourced from the Catskill Mountains. It travels through massive tunnels to reach the taps of millions, largely unfiltered and pure. But the rising sea levels pose a new threat to this island metropolis. Multi-billion-dollar coastal barriers are now being designed to protect the shoreline. This is the economic engine of the world, anchored by the power of Wall Street. The New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq are the two largest stock exchanges in existence. They dictate the flow of global capital from a few narrow streets in Lower Manhattan. Beyond finance, New York is a titan in biotechnology, real estate, and high-tech innovation. Manhattan contains the world's largest central business district. Fifth Avenue remains the most expensive shopping street on the planet, a testament to sheer wealth. The city hosts more billionaires and millionaires than any other urban center. Yet, it also maintains one of the highest costs of living, creating a landscape of extreme contrasts. Can a city be successful if it is only affordable for the elite? This is the question that haunts the modern streets of New York. New York is also the capital of media and entertainment, a base for news and filmmaking. Its educational landscape is the largest in the world, featuring CUNY and SUNY systems. Prestigious institutions like Columbia and NYU draw the brightest minds from every continent. Tourism is a vital pillar, with millions visiting Times Square and the Broadway Theater District. They come to see the Metropolitan Museum of Art and walk through Central Park. These landmarks are more than just attractions, they are the cultural soul of the city. Why are we so drawn to a place we have already seen 1,000 times in movies? The culture of New York is defined by the New York Minute, a pace that demands excellence. It is a tapestry of Dutch colonial relics, brownstone houses, and glass towers. As a leader in the arts, the city hosts the Lincoln Center and the famous Museum Mile. The culinary scene reflects centuries of immigrant influence, from street falafel to Michelin-starred dining. This cultural density makes the city a permanent setting for literature and social movements. It is a place that rewards the bold and ignores the timid. If you can make it here, you really can make it anywhere. Every skyscraper began as a single brick, and every empire began as a small idea. The history of New York is a testament to what humans can achieve when they are forced to live and work together in a confined space. It is a beautiful, chaotic, and sometimes brutal masterpiece. Now I want to hear from you. If you were to move to one of the 5 boroughs today, which one would you choose and why? Does the history of this city inspire you, or does its relentless pace intimidate you? Leave a comment below, and let's start a conversation about the future of our urban worlds. Thank you for traveling through time and space with us today. This journey through New York is just the beginning of the stories we have to tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the soul of the city, make sure to like this video and share it with someone who dreams of the bright lights. Your support helps us continue to create high-quality, thought-provoking content like this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another episode. We will see you in the next story.